What is FLR token, FLR, and FLR network? FLR is the native token of the FLR network. It is used to facilitate transactions on the network and to provide incentives for network participants to contribute to the security and functionality of the network. FLR tokens can be used to pay for transaction fees on the FLR network, and they can also be used as collateral for smart contracts on the network. Additionally, FLR tokens can be used to participate in the governance of the FLR network, as holders of FLR tokens can vote on proposals to improve the network or make other decisions that affect the operation of the network. FLR tokens can be bought and sold on cryptocurrency exchanges, and they can also be earned by participating in the network as a validator, which involves running a node and participating in the consensus process to validate transactions on the network. FLR is an important component of the FLR network, and it plays a role in facilitating transactions, providing incentives for network participation, and enabling governance of the network. FLR network is a smart contract platform that is built on top of the XRP ledger, which is a decentralized, open-source blockchain that supports the XRP cryptocurrency. The FLR network aims to provide a more efficient and cost-effective way to create and execute smart contracts, while also enabling the use of XRP and other digital assets within smart contracts. The FLR network is designed to be compatible with Ethereum and other smart contract platforms, and it aims to provide developers with the tools they need to build decentralized applications, DApps, that can take advantage of the capabilities of the XRP ledger and the interledger protocol, ILP. Here is an example of how FLR could be used on the FLR network. Imagine that a company wants to use the FLR network to create a decentralized application, DApp, that allows users to buy and sell a new type of digital asset. The company could use FLR to pay for the transaction fees associated with buying and selling the asset on the network. In this case, the company would need to purchase FLR from a cryptocurrency exchange or earn FLR by participating in the network as a validator. The company could then use FLR to pay for the transaction fees associated with buying and selling the asset on the network. Additionally, the company could use FLR as collateral for a smart contract that automates the management of the digital asset. For example, the company could create a smart contract that automatically distributes dividends to holders of the asset, and it could use FLR as collateral to ensure that the contract is executed properly. The FLR network is a decentralized platform that uses a new programming language called FXRP, which is a variant of the Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM, bytecode. FXRP allows developers to write smart contracts that can be deployed on the FLR network and executed using the XRP ledger's consensus mechanism. One of the main features of the FLR network is its support for interoperability, which means that it can connect with other blockchains and enable the transfer of value between them. The FLR network uses the interledger protocol, ILP, to facilitate the transfer of value between different blockchain networks, and it also supports atomic swaps, which allow users to exchange digital assets without the need for a centralized exchange. The FLR network also introduces a new type of smart contract called a F-asset, which is a digital asset that is backed by a real-world asset. F-assets can be used to represent a wide range of assets, including stocks, commodities, and real estate, and they can be traded on the FLR network using FXRP. Overall, the FLR network aims to provide a more efficient and cost-effective way to create and execute smart contracts, while also enabling the use of XRP and other digital assets within smart contracts. Here is an example of how the FLR network could be used. Imagine that a company wants to issue a new type of stock that is backed by a real-world asset, such as a piece of commercial real estate. The company could use the FLR network to create an F-asset that represents the stock, and it could then sell the F-asset to investors using FXRP. The F-asset could be traded on the FLR network like any other digital asset, and it could be easily transferred between different blockchain networks using the interledger protocol, ILP. Since the F-asset is backed by a real-world asset, it would have intrinsic value, and investors could buy and sell the F-asset based on the perceived value of the underlying asset. This could make it easier for investors to buy and sell real-world assets using digital currencies, and it could also increase the liquidity of the underlying asset. Additionally, the company could use smart contracts on the FLR network to automate the management of the F-asset, such as distributing dividends to investors or voting on business decisions. This could make it easier for the company to manage the F-asset and for investors to participate in the governance of the underlying asset. Overall, The FLR network is an important development in the world of blockchain and smart contracts, and it has the potential to bring significant benefits to users and developers in a wide range of industries. Remember to always do your own research before investing.